This is a WWN Publishing Group recording. Copyright 2017, all rights reserved. This is an abridged version of Hot Georgia Rein by Martha Sweeney to make the story appropriate for all listeners on YouTube. Read to you by the author. If you want to read the complete story, you can find the ebook or paperback online. Links are provided below in the description. Chapter 15, Ivy. So, did you get to talk to him? Mama asks when I enter the kitchen. I yawn and check my phone before answering, since a few texts just popped up. Not really. Looks like you slept here, she pries. Yep, I confirm. When I look up from my phone, Mama gives me a questioning glance. He didn't sleep here. It would have been okay if he did, Mama claims. Yeah, right, I scoff. I think Grady would be the one who would be more freaked out than Papa if they found out he spent the night, even in a completely different room. Your brother and Henry are friends, Mama explains. They've become closer since you left. I know, I say, though I haven't really picked up on that since they told me. How's my grandbaby? Mama checks. Good, I inform. Cece and he video chatted with me earlier, around 7. Were you back before then? Mama inquires protectively. Yes, ma'am, I reply. Good, Mama huffs. No need for Henry to get the wrong idea before you two talk things out. At the rate we're going, I'll need to be here for 6 months just to get him to sit still long enough for me to say anything, I snicker. Would that be such a bad thing? Mama pries with a devious grin. A little, I groan. I do have a life, a son. I know, Mama confirms, placing some fresh cut fruit in a bowl and pushes it toward me. She adds 2 halves of a bagel into the toaster and takes out the cream cheese. Want anything else? She checks. Nah, I say with a mouthful. I'm good with this for now. So, Mama prefaces, how did the talk go last night? Like I said, it didn't, I remind. None? At all? Mama checks. Okay, there was a little, but we didn't get into anything like that, I reveal. Mama stays quiet, knowing that I'll keep talking eventually. I take several bites of food. He's changed, I add while chewing. Good change? Mama inspects. I can't help but smile. I think so. I'd say so, Mama teases. He clarified a few small things, I state. Like, she pushes. Like, he regrets not fighting for me, for us, I explain. That he will. Has he ever said things like that before? Mama asks. Kind of, but not really, I confirm. It's different with how he says things now. Henry's never really said that he'd fight before. He seems more confident. Like he's a man who knows what he wants, Mama suggests. Yeah, I huff. But it still sounds like he only wants me. Is that such a bad thing? Mama poses. What if it's still just you? But this time, he's willing to do whatever it takes, even go to New York, to be with you. I think that's a bit too optimistic, I counter. You're the one who says he's changed, Mama reminds, handing me my toasted bagel. True, I reply, smearing the cream cheese all over the bread. Mama lets me eat in silence, letting our conversation sink in, and probably to give me time to think about everything that has happened since I arrived. Mama always knows how to push gently without overstepping. She does it with everyone she knows, and she's great at it. I know what she's doing. She's trying to get me to consider not only how Henry has changed, but how I have changed as well. Right as I'm washing my dishes, the doorbell rings. Mama shouts from the other room that she's got it, and Nana and Pops don't bother getting up from their spots in the living room. I take the coffee pitcher over to them, checking if they need another round. Hey, Henry greets, walking into the kitchen. Hey, I reply, grabbing my loose cardigan and pulling it further across my body. Henry looks me up and down and smiles. Got any plans today? He checks. Well, I was hoping to go to church, I say calmly. Henry's eyes narrow a little. Bullshit, he challenges. Not in front of our Mama, I scold. I didn't hear anything, Mama claims, walking past us. She offers me a goofy smile, happy to make me feel uncomfortable, and point out that she's happy Henry's here. Bull honky, I counter playfully. I know you've changed, Henry states with a wicked grin, but there's no way in hell you're suddenly into church. How do you know? I quip. It's almost 9 and you're not even showered or dressed, he says, calling me out. I look down at the hot mess that I am. It's a slow morning, I claim. I was shooting for the 11 o'clock mass. There isn't one, Henry claims. Never has been here, you know that. In New York there are, I reply with attitude and stick out my tongue. We're not in New York anymore, Ivy, Henry goads. I say a day date is a wonderful idea, Mama chimes in. No one said the word date, I challenge. Henry smiles and doesn't negate Mama's word choice. It was implied, Sweet Pea, Mama states. Don't you have something to do? I inquire, giving Mama a funny face for butting in.
Help make sure my baby girl doesn't mope around the house? Yes, Mama agrees. I'm not moping, I argue. Looked like a little moping to me, Henry interjects. Not something you want to say to a girl you're trying to convince to go out on a date with you, I remind. Henry laughs. So, go get ready. I'll wait. I hadn't agreed, I tease. She'd love to go, Mama says. How do you know? I pry playfully. Because we were just talking about him and how you have nothing to do, Mama announces. No, we weren't, I correct, glowering at her. Henry's attention bounces back and forth between Mama and me. When he looks at Mama, I give her a dirty look. When he looks at me, I offer a smile. Well, are you going to keep arguing with me, or are you going to go get ready? Mama pushes, redirecting the conversation. Behave, I command, waving my finger at Mama. When am I not? She feigns. Don't make me call Papa from the garden to answer that, I challenge with a smirk. I look back at Henry. What did you have in mind? Something where we'll be outside, possibly dirty and wet. Oh, sounds like fun, Mama exclaims. Would you like to go? I ask. Who, me? No, I've got stuff to do around the house, she replies. But thanks for thinking of me. You kids have fun. Give me 15 minutes, I tell Henry as I walk toward the stairs. You can go with her, Mama offers. No, he can't, I object, with my foot on the first step. Sure he can, Mama claims. No, I repeat, inching up higher. I'll play it safe and stay down here, Henry states, while remaining in the living room. Good choice, I shout from the top of the stairs. After a thorough shower, making sure I don't have a single hair on my legs or armpits, I rushed the last few steps in the bathroom only to stare at all of the clothes I brought back with me. I had jammed a number of things in my luggage to bring down, but I didn't see anything that would be appropriate, comfortable, and not too revealing. I check my closet and laugh when I find all of my old stuff still hanging. I opt for an old t-shirt from back in the day, my jean shorts, and sneakers. I grab an oversized cardigan I brought with me, my purse, and head back downstairs. Ready? I ask, barely entering the living room. Don't you look cute? Mama states. Sure, Henry says, turning to look at me. Hey, isn't that my old Guns N' Roses shirt? I look down. No, I fib. This one was mine. There is no way that one is yours, Henry challenges. Why not? I pry. Because you've filled out up top, Henry states bluntly. Mama snickers. This one was mine, I claim. Yours was tight back then, Henry states. It would only be tighter now. I stretched it out on purpose. A while ago, I lie. Henry eyes me but doesn't continue. Thanks, Mrs. A, for the cookies. You gave him cookies? I whine. I packed you both a lunch and there's more in there, Mama says, handing me her large cooler bag. Yay, I reply with a smile. Thanks, Mama. I start digging through it. What are you doing? She asks. Getting a cookie, I reply, sticking it in my mouth. You'll spoil your lunch, she claims. I just had breakfast. Besides, Henry had one, I complain. Ladies don't whine, Mama corrects. Yes, we do, I tease with a grin. Especially in New York. That's how we get what we want instead of sleeping our way to the top. I thought it was through hard work, Mama quips. Sometimes, I laugh. Don't let your papa hear that, Mama teases, following us to the front door. Henry opens the passenger side of his truck for me, the gentleman that he's always been. We're on the road in no time and silent for a long while. I know he and I need to talk, but driving is never a good time to reveal things to people. I've seen my share of fights and breakups in this small town while someone is driving, where it's either almost or does cause an accident. So, I begin. So, Henry repeats. What do you do? I ask. Don't you know? He checks. No, I say. That's why I'm asking you. Your mama never told you, he checks. There's been a no talking about Henry policy, I reply with a wince. Really? Henry returns with a pained expression. It always made things easier for me, I admit, looking out the window. Easier? He asks. Kind of, I answer softly. Henry gets quiet. I glance in his direction, but don't push, knowing that I've offended him. I'm sorry, I say. Don't be, he replies. They refrain from talking about you, too. I nod, happy to hear that, because the less talking about me, the less chance of Henry discovering my secret. I'm in construction, Henry reveals, pulling me from my thoughts. Construction, really? I ask, eager to hear more. Yeah, he chuckles. What specifically in construction? I check. I know you always helped your dad with stuff around the house and all, and were good at it. I did a lot of odd jobs over the years, learned a lot more when the newer log cabin rentals were being built. You know, the Awahali Ridge ones, he explains. They've got over 50 different family-sized properties in several lodge locations. That's cool, I reply. What about your statues? They're just a stress reliever, he informs. They're really good. You should make some specifically to sell them, I suggest. I bet you get a lot for them. You can sell them online and do custom made-to-order designs and charge a lot. Yeah? Henry chuckles. Yeah, I reply excitedly. You'd be amazed at how a skill and ability like that can make some people a lot of money. I'll look into it, he says with a chuckle. You should, I encourage, able to envision what his website would look like and the niche market his skill is in. What do you do? He inquires. After a few years of experience in business and marketing, I've started my own brand equity agency, I share. What does that mean? Henry asks. It means I help companies with their reputations where the business is selling more products and services, making more money, able to expand their online engagement, as well as acquire new talent, I explain. Okay, Henry replies. I smile, knowing that most people don't understand what it is I exactly do. Even those who are in business don't. Mom's been letting me help her with the bed and breakfast with what I do, I state proudly. Awesome, how's that working out? Henry searches. Good, I answer. The inn has been booked solid the last 2 years. So, does that mean you might be in Georgia more? Henry pries. Maybe, I reply with a grin. Good to know, Henry says. Hey, do you know what company owns the lodges and cabins over on Awahali Ridge? I inquire. I can look into it for you. Why? Henry replies. Do you know if they've opened yet? I check. They do in a month, Henry informs. Cool. I think I'll talk to the owner to see what they're doing to market the place, I mention. I'm sure my dad might know who owns it. I'll ask him, Henry states. Awesome. Thanks, I reply.
This is the end of this chapter. Thank you for listening. I hope you're enjoying the story so far. To read the full unabridged version, you can find a link in the description below. To find out about new releases before the general public, be sure to subscribe to my newsletter. You'll find a link also in the description. Also, to be notified when the next chapter is published, make sure you subscribe to my channel.